Welcome, Cancer. This is your reading, a reading for Cancer, December 2025. It'll be a general reading. Also, it's a collective reading. Take what resonates. And also, please remember to hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate all the comments and try to engage as much as I can. Let's get started. Okay. For our Cancers, one more piece of business. I do personal readings. The link to my email is in the description. Just email me with personal reading. Catch up. So what's going on with our Cancers? The Fool. Nice. Current situation. So past influence. What's going on with our Cancers? Is the Magician. Present influence. It's Four of Pentacles. What is negative energy that we need to know about? The World. And positive. I don't see that as like, I'll wait till we get there. Positive is High Priestess. And what you don't see. What is the energy of what you don't see? King of Swords. What to look for? Three of Swords. Okay. Unexpected. What is unexpected for our Cancers? Yeah, I guess that wants both. Two of Wands and Six of Swords. It wouldn't let me grab one. Okay. Challenge. Ten of Swords. It's interesting because there's the energy of that Fool like jumping in, and then there's the Ten of Swords, the Six of Swords. There's other things going on here. So it's interesting. Future influence. Lovers. Outcome. Ooh, that was upside down. I'm going to leave it upside down because I shuffle mine so that they're all right side up. So that got in there on purpose. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then where does this leave three cards? Hermit. Oh, weird. Empress. I usually don't grab the bottom. Wheel. I like the wheel a lot. And Seven of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. There may be a feeling here. It kind of reminds me of, I mean, a lot of times I see the Seven of Swords as like taking back what someone has taken from you or what you feel like maybe was taken from you, or even if it wasn't on necessarily purpose. So let's pull the major arcana for the overall energy of the reading. It's the Empress, and we have the Empress here too. Okay, I have to say what's really, really weird. When I did my last reading, it was for Libra. They had the star in the same position where you have the Empress here, the second card, and their major was the star, and yours is the Empress. That's really weird. I've never got so crazy. Okay, so the Empress, that energy of really, making something happen, really nurturing something. I mean, Cancers are so caring, and so they really care about people, and really want to give and to help people do well as well. It's very much in your nature. um and I feel like there is I mean, this could be a relationship, but the only thing that makes me even think of relationship is that Lover. So I'm not really going there. I think that's a partner or something. But which, when I say partner, it could be someone that, you're in a relationship with, but this isn't about love. I don't think it is. So what we have, I mean, I feel like, yeah, you're really working on something, trying to make something happen, especially with that Magician in the past. That Magician tells me that you are really trying to make magic, basically, make something happen, really dig in. Now, it could be that you're nurturing other people as well. You have the Fool in the current situation, which is, like there's something that you really want to, you either are, because this is the current situation, I feel like that you are, like, you feel like, okay, I got to dive in, I got to get going, I got to get moving. So you have taken that first step. The Four of Pentacles, though, in the present influence tells me like you've still got reservations. There's this part that you're like maybe holding on to something that you may need to let go of. The Four of Pentacles can be, very positive and, saving money and things, but it also can be about being miserly, and not necessarily with money, but with like, I don't want to let this go. I can't let this go, which is kind of like a devil type feeling. Let's look at the Magician first. So the Magician is in your past influence. I feel like this is you making something happen. You going, I got this. I've got a lot of talent, whatever it is. I've got the tools. And you knew you could make something happen. And I think you are. So yeah, Ace of Wands, King of Wands, the World. So yeah, now it goes from Ace of Wands to the World, which is a beginning to an end, pretty quickly, with the King of Wands in the middle. It feels to me like the Magician energy is, though, going, yeah, I'm going to grab a hold of this opportunity, and I really want to make something happen. And using that King of Wands vibration of really going, just getting started and moving, not thinking too much about it, not worried about it. You just kind of go after it. But there's something here where there's something that has come to a natural end. So to me, the World is an ending, but it's like a graduation. It's a natural end to a life cycle. It's not disturbing. It's not a bad thing. But I do feel like there's some kind of, this could be reaching a goal as well. So once you reach that goal, I think that's what gives you the strength to jump in, that Fool energy of, I'm going in, I'm going to do this. But let's look at the Four of Pentacles and see if there's something we need to know more about what you're holding on to. Cancer, let's see. Two of Swords, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Hermit. Yeah, it's like you're overthinking something. So, knowing that you need to make a decision, thinking that you're going to make a decision, and then deciding you need to search a little bit more. So there's something that's holding you back a little bit here. But I do feel like, because the Hermit's there, that you are on a true quest. Like, you really want to figure something out, even though you may be a little bit in your head about it with the Ace and Two of Swords. But I do feel like you want to. So I feel like with this energy, it's not holding you back because you've got the Fool in the current situation. So let's look at the Fool. Let's dig right into the Fool. Okay, there's that Magician. We've got the Queen of Wands, which appears upside down over here. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so yeah, I've got everything it takes. You do. The Queen of Wands is that same energy as the King. And it could be a partnership, because we do have the Lovers here. This could be someone you go, okay, let's do this. You've got a partner to work through. It could be like a side gig or a job or a business opportunity, or even just, partnering in on anything. But it feels like a partnership to me. Um, the Knight of Pentacles, though, is that slower moving energy. And I think that's where the Four of Pentacles also comes in, that that let's do this slow. Let's really work through this to make it right. It's like you're yeah, you're just moving slowly through it, which I feel like is purposely slow. So, sometimes we see the Knight of Pentacles and we think, oh, why is it moving so slow? I don't have the patience for that. But I think you're doing it purposely slow because you really want to build something. You don't want to think, oh, it's like you're trying things, or what's going to work best. I'm going to work through this slowly. You have the World in the negative. So there's something that's coming to a natural end here. Let's see what that is. Let's see if we can get some more information on what that might be. At least what life area or something here. Ten of Swords, that's an ending. Three of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. Um, I feel like what I feel like is the Ten of Swords is something else is coming to an ending. There's a door being shut altogether. And it leads to the Three of Pentacles, though, which I feel like shutting a door or one part of the life ending is allowing you to really invest into this situation with that partner, that Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Swords here, though, is I think you making those plans. But I don't feel like this. I feel like what the graduation is something else. It's not the full energy. It's not this idea that you're jumping into. It's something else in your life that has to come to an end to allow things to move forward. Yes, this isn't a negative position, and it could be that it's taken a while to come to an end. And that could be why it's negative. And it could be just negative because you might be using that as an excuse to get started. So instead of, and maybe, it partially has something to do with it, but on the other hand, maybe not. Do you see where I'm going with that? Like, like saying, I can't go to the beach until I lose weight. Well, you can go to the beach. You don't have to lose weight, right? You see, like it's something like that. I'm not saying that I use that because I'm mad at myself for being heavy. So I use that excuse all the time. I'm not going because I'm too, I gotta lose weight first. But it's something like that where you're saying something has to come to an end, but it doesn't necessarily. Um, but it might be easier if it does. It might be more comfortable if it does, but it doesn't have to. I do like what is in your positive energy, and it's you have the right intuition. It's really about focusing on what your mind is telling you, what your higher self is telling you. The intuition is high right now for you, and it will be probably throughout this whole month, maybe even into January with that Hermit going to the Empress card there, even with the Wheel. I feel like those are very spiritual cards. So I feel like it's really count on this energy of the High Priestess moving forward. So what you don't see is the King of Swords, and we have the Queen of Swords as well, clarifying over here. Um, Now this isn't necessarily a negative king. Let's take a deeper look into this King of Swords. What is this King of Swords? Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. That's every darn got a sword for the main card, the King of Swords. You got pentacles, you've got wands, you've got cups. Got all of it. Wow. And I think that's what it is. It's like, this is what to look for. I think it's asking you to, yeah, make sure that you understand being the King of Swords, taking the lead on, okay, is everything covered? I mean, honestly, that's what I feel. Is the pentacle, like, is the home covered, the money covered, is the passion, are we going to be able to stay up on it, have that energy of the wands, making sure you do that, the cups, moving forward into something that you really love. So, what to look for is to make sure that you have all of this covered. And the King of Swords, which makes sense because he is the one that is the thought guy, the person that's in his head. He's going to think about it. He's intellectual. He's putting all the pieces into place. He's very, he dots his I's and crosses his T's like no other. So he's very, very, very detailed and very articulate too. So he can speak to these things. And I feel like that's what's saying if you're doing some kind of project that's coming in or another job or it's home, whatever this situation that you're jumping into with the Fool is, make sure, yeah, this is asking you to make sure all the bases are covered. Um, and the Three of Swords is what to look for. Let's look at that because that's usually like don't look for sadness. I think it may be, be careful about allowing that. You know what I mean? Like if things don't work out instantly, don't don't cower into a disappointment. Three of Swords, the Hermit, Nine of Pentacles, and the Tower. So I would just be careful. I mean, your search might lead to things really changing. The Nine of Pentacles. There is something here where the Nine of Pentacles is a someone that has reached goals, right? Independent, but successful, but with hard work. The Tower is something is changing. So um, I think, if something changes, it's asking you to not go into a disappointment mode or to allow yourself to, to kind of go into sadness because things may change and things may be different moving forward. Um, and I think it's just a warning on that to look for that to make sure you're okay. Like don't get disappointed. Like things can change. It's life. Things change. What is your unexpected? It's the Two of Wands to the Six of Swords. We got both of those cards. So to me, the Two of Wands is there is, and you had that Tower on that Three of Swords. So if something does change, you have the opportunities. But I feel like unexpectedly you realize you have the opportunities regardless of that other card. So the Two of Wands, he's on the Tower, but he's looking out at everything that's available to him. He has the world in his hands and he's at a position. And I like the fact actually that the Six of Swords popped out with this because a lot of times the Two of Wands doesn't have the action. The Six of Swords is the action behind the Two of Wands. You've got everything going, you've got everything in your hands. Now the Six of Swords shows up. You can now move forward into that direction. And that happens to you kind of unexpectedly, especially with that little energy there of this Three of Swords. If something happens where you kind of get a little bit disappointed, I feel like that actually allows you to move forward even quickly. And even with this challenge, so the challenge is the Ten of Swords. That is an ending. There's something that is, a door is shutting here for sure. And when that door shuts, it might feel like a little challenge. So there's some kind of energy that's coming to an end that may feel like it is in the way. Is there anything with this Ten of Swords we need to know? What is this ending? I want to know what this ending is. Anything specific on this? The Tower again, the High Priestess. Well, you're already expecting it. The Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands has something to do with this because she's sitting here upside down. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the King of Wands. Okay, never mind. I thought that was the Queen. Um, you know exactly what you need to do, but the Tower is there. There could be a change that comes in, but with this High Priestess, I feel like even with the Queen of Wands here, there's a feeling like you want to grab a hold of that passion and that energy. And you do have the High Priestess and the knowledge and the trust and your intuition because you got it here in your strength as well. But the Tower is comes in and it kind of topples that a little bit because you don't expect it. And you don't expect it and it makes you feel like that you're not your intuition isn't spot on. It is. I mean, a tower is an unexpected thing. Your intuition doesn't always feel it. That's why the tower's there, but the tower's there for a purpose. So when the Tower comes in, there's a reason. And it's a reason that you need to change direction, that spirit's going, nope, you need to do something different. So it's nudging you into a different direction. I feel like that there could be, if you have a partnership with somebody, because we talked about that, there could be like, I don't think it's coming to an end, but I feel like something happens to that partner. Maybe they run out of finances to be a part of this project, or um, I don't want to say they get sick, but like it takes. I say that a lot, but I don't like to say that because I don't know, and I don't want you all to think that someone's going to get sick because it's not good tarot reading. But something like that, like it's not. it's not in their control. Um, you know, and I think this is a challenge only, but keep in mind, when I have a challenge spot, it's a bump in the road. The reason why it's there, it's for you to have information so you can navigate it if something does happen. And I feel like that Queen of Wands is kind of a partner to you of some sort. You have the future influence is the Lovers, which is a partner, a balanced partnership here, pretty equal. And I feel like that's definitely after that Ten of Swords. Tell me more about this, um, Lovers. You've got the Chariot, Ace of Cups. So it could be something new comes. It could be something coming back around. You've got the Seven of Swords. So the Chariot, like that energy of moving forward. The Ace of Cups, a new energy. It could be a new partnership. It's a new beginning, but it feels to me like it turns into more of a, it could be love. I mean, it could be because it's Ace of Cups, but um, I feel like it's this partner. Like the Queen of Wands kept coming up because I feel like the Seven of Swords is taking something back. Like you're getting something back here. The Seven of Swords is about theft, but it also can be about it turning back to you, like returning to you. Um, but whatever that is, it's influencing you. Whoever this is to you, it's influencing you moving forward. The King of Wands shows up in reverse. So, as your outcome, I feel like the reverse of the King of Wands is kind of like the king is all about, taking control. The court cards of the wands are doers that get things done. I feel like the opposite of that, like him kind of being drained, you might be feeling kind of drained, but you still have that persona of the king, like still being in charge, but there's something that you really is draining you. Um, let's clarify that because it's really interesting with the hermit there. I feel like that you get drained a little bit and become drained and kind of lose enthusiasm. And it has something to do with that Lovers, that Ten of Swords. And but it leads you to a different search, a new search, the hermit, which leads you right back to the Empress, which is putting things together and making things happen and nurturing yourself and others. Tell me more about the King of Wands here in reverse. What is that? There's that Seven of Swords again. He's showing up. There's the Three of Swords. So yeah, something happens here. Yeah, and this is why be careful of that Three of Swords energy. Don't fall into it. Like just be mindful of it. It's not saying, I mean, if something happens and you're sad, you're going to be sad. But I don't. I feel like because it's there in the reading, it's kind of saying just be mindful. Um, Yeah, I feel like there's that. This is a drain. Like, I feel like there is something being taken here. And the Seven of Swords, I feel like, is different. I feel like you could feel like there's something being taken from you. And that Three of Swords yeah, kind of going into that sadness. But I do feel like with the world there, is that's all going to reach ahead, reach a goal, and you'll be able to move forward from this. I feel like this outcome is kind of stagnant, or or it's not stagnant. It doesn't last um, because the world is here and the world is time for something new, which we go back up to that Fool. However, it does lead to you to a new search. It's like you feel like you knew exactly what you needed to do. But keep in mind, your high priestess is still in the strength. It stays there. That's your positive energy that you do need to count on. So do trust your intuition. The hermit is, that search. It's searching kind of alone in a sense. He's walking, he's shining his lantern, and when he gets to it, like that's all that's illuminated is what he discovers. So I do feel like you're on a discovery. You're on a discovery mission as the December comes to a close and into the new year. This is not over, but there is a point where something different is going to come out of it. Um, but after the hermit, it does go to the Empress. And I do feel like that's you being in your ultimate area. I mean, the caring, the nurturing of other people. And it's not, but I think even more so, I think it's you nurturing this idea, this discovery from the Hermit as you move forward. And I do feel like it's really, there's some kind of project here, whether it's a new job, a project, I mean, it could be working on a relationship. And then the wheel. So the wheel is good because we had the Fool and the wheel's right in the middle, and the wheel tells us that we are headed into the right place. The wheel is a fated energy of moving forward. So keep that in mind as time moves forward here, that you are definitely headed in the right place. Is there anything else we need to know about the, I'm going to clarify the, I'm going to actually clarify the Hermit. I think the other make complete sense to me. The Hermit is the Devil, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, you're trying to let go of what you're trying to go, okay, I know that this was my idea, this is what I was stuck on, and I need to look out for myself, but I know there's something better with the Page of Cups. You know that. And it also comes from the High Priestess. So I do feel like that's what you're searching for is, but this specifically has something to do again with the project or something. Let's do your advice. What is the advice for Cancer for December? What is the advice for Cancer for December? It's an oracle. I'm going to use an oracle card. You got the Seeker, which reminds me a little bit. It's kind of got the same idea as that Page of Cups there. Here's the Seeker. The Seeker. The Seeker's 81. Oh, I turned right. Wow. This was meant to be. I turned right to the page. Didn't even realize it. Okay. Here's the Seeker. Curiosity, concentration, inspiration, attention, adventure, ambition are the key words. The Seeker recognizes that attention is sacred, both as a tool and a ritual. True discovery requires a focused gaze, a quiet mind, and the patience to observe what others overlook. It is through this mindful focus that hidden truths come into view. Clarity arises not through force, but through harmonizing with our environment. The Seeker reminds us that treasures reveal themselves when we become fully present, attuned to the cadence of the world, both in us and around us. So, I mean, I like that. You have the right inspiration. You are on the right track. And I feel like you will get there. I mean, it's asking you to be attuned to the energies moving forward, the cadence of your life, of what's around you. Beautiful card. So there you have it, Cancer. There is your reading for December. I hope you like that. Again, reminder, hit that thumbs up button. Take care. Have a beautiful day.